Hey guys, and welcome to my April 29th DVD update. As you know, it's been 2 weeks since my last update, and here I am again with the same "Hey guys" intro. So, I guess I'll go over what I got today first. And there wasn't too many big things coming out this day. Today, I did not give a shit about Golden Compass. Some people are like, oh, I did not want to see that. I had, no desire for some reason to watch that movie. But I got... And I don't know too much about these, but the one sounded interesting, and the other one looked kind of like it'd be good. The one's called The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. And this is supposed to be good, and got nominated for Academy Awards, and it's supposed to be really good. I don't know, it's about like this guy who becomes paralyzed and can only move his eye, and learns to talk with his eye. Apparently that's what it's about, unless I was reading something else. And the other one I got is called... Maléfique or something. It's in French, I think. Let me see this thing. And it looks really interesting. It's like about these guys in prison who find this book that tells them like secrets of magic or something, how to get out of to escape from jail. It sounded pretty interesting, but I don't know if it's any good or not. It says on the back with a star, like 2008 remake, like. I don't think this is the remake. I don't know if they're remaking this or there's like a Hollywood remake of this coming out with a different title. That seems to be happening a lot with some certain things, like that one movie everyone says to watch, REC or Record or however you pronounce that. That's being remade as that other movie about like that house or that apartment building and something. I don't know what it's called, but I know they're being remaking a lot of things lately. I got at Soundgarden, which is like sort of like an underground music store in Baltimore. They have like finally a cult section. Apparently they had it, but it wasn't organized well before or something, but now they have it in its own section. They sell really weird horror and cult films. And I got one that sounded kind of interesting called Hundra. I don't know anything about this, but it looked interesting. It was supposed to be like, I don't know, like this colony of women and stuff, and it sounded like it was like Conan the Barbarian or something like that. And I looked at some of it and it looked interesting, but I've been at this job a lot lately and haven't had like as much time to watch everything as that I'd like to. So it's like some stuff I just haven't gotten to watching. I got this one for $9 at Best Buy, and I've watched half of this first one called Vacaciones of Terror. It seemed alright, and it's called The Crypt of Horror from South of the Border. It's like 6 of these Spanish films. They're not dubbed over, so it's like I'm sure somewhere there's dubbed versions of these, because normally, like, most of the time, in America, these movies, you usually see them dubbed, and, like, I don't know, like, the same with the Italian movies, most of them are dubbed, so you're used to seeing them one way. I do wish they were dubbed a bit, because, like, sometimes when, like, I'm not in the mood to always rereading. Sometimes I just want to sit there and watch it, especially if you're tired. It can be hard to read subtitles if the movie has some real slow parts. But if it's like a really good movie that you like, it doesn't matter reading the subtitles. You really get into it. And because I saw this series had come out, I got one from this already. And I know there's like another version of this out, and this is like one of the older DVDs. And I've been wanting to watch it and got it on CD Universe for like $10. And it's The Man Who Fell to Earth. And I didn't get to watch it. I started watching it. Like I said, I've been so swamped lately. But people have said this is really good. And I know there's that Criterion Collection version out for like $45 or something. Really expensive. And another one that I got that my dad wanted... So it's been upstairs, I didn't even get to look at it. And it's a Philip Seymour Hoffman film, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. And this is supposed to be good. I'm going through the ones I have not watched yet first, because I think that makes sense. And then I'll get through like the 10 that I did watch. And I went to the Goodwill. Sometimes I go there just to look at the tapes to see what they have. And I found Doug, Cool and School. These were $1. And Doug... this like classic Snick packaging one. I have a couple of these, and I don't know, I can't help but get these things when I find them. And as of now, there's still no Doug cartoons on DVD, not even that Disney movie, that Doug's first movie. And the last 2 that I haven't watched yet, oh yeah, I got this at the Goodwill too, No More Baths. And I believe this is another one of these Mormon films, like from the company that did that, the Buttercream Gang, and that one, Rex Murphy or whatever wants to be a superhero. Like, they make all these weird little movies, and like somehow they're always at the dollar store. Maybe the dollar store has something to do with Mormons or something. I don't know. And another Philip Seymour Hoffman one that I did see and really liked, and I didn't watch the DVD, but I saw it in theaters, is The Savages. And I really like this. And I'm pretty sure this was directed by the director of, I totally blanked. But it was something else that she did before that I really liked. And I was sent some DVDs from people, and I recently got them. I got 2 DVDs that I'm going to watch as soon as I can from Synthetic Cinema, which is this company that I'm in talks to about doing like a cameo in one of their things, and I'm really excited about that. And I got from this one guy in Norway, I believe Norway, or I think that's where it is. No, Denmark. I think Denmark. And he sent me a movie called Sicily, and it looked really cool. And I think it's a horror movie, and I'm going to watch that. It's a Region 2 disc, so luckily enough I've got a Region free player that I can play that in. And a fan sent me a movie that he made, which I'm going to watch as soon as I can, called Kicking the Dog. And he sent me a Pawn Shop Roses Live at the Great Street, and this is a movie that he made. And I'm going to watch these and talk about these and talk about these movies in the next update more. I just wanted to mention them so that everyone knows that I got them. But in the next update, I'm going to talk about these and like give a review of them. And now on to the movies that I actually watched and can actually say something of, significant importance about. Rather than just going, well, this is a DVD of Charlie Sheen's movie, The Wrath. But the first one I got at the Soundgarden as well, and it's called Wind Chill, starring Emily Blunt. And most people would know her from Devil Wears Prada. And I think she was in a couple other movies, but most of them were in England, so I don't think they were that well known in America. And she was in something else, I don't remember, but this was a really cool ghost story. It's like a classic style ghost story about this guy who posts this thing on a college wall saying, need a ride home to Delaware, or something like that. And Emily Blunt needs to get to Delaware, so she rides with this guy, and she finds out that this guy is sort of, sort of obsessed with her, and he's driving her because he just wants to take her down there, and he just wants to try and get to know her, and things weren't going well, so he takes a back road, and the car breaks down, and then that's when the ghost story and all the oddness begins. And this is very good, and it was produced by George Clooney. I never would have expected George Clooney to produce something like this. This doesn't seem like something. I guess he must have just given money or put his name on it or something. And Steve Soderbergh also produced it, and he directed those Ocean's 11 movies. I don't give a shit about them, but he directed one movie that I loved called Bubble, and everyone's got to watch that movie. I think that's the best thing he's ever done. And another one I got, and I really like these Last Man on Earth kind of movies, and this one I had not heard about, and I was looking through the cult fiction series that, Anchor Bay put out. It's basically just re-releases of their old titles with cooler covers. And this one's called The Quiet Earth. And it's another one about this guy who is the last person on Earth. Basically, somehow everyone on Earth disappears, sort of, kind of like Night of the Comet. He sort of wakes up and everyone's gone. Well, there's a few little, he sees a few bodies, and I don't want to ruin anything. The ending is kind of hard to understand exactly what was going on, but it was very, very cool. I think, though, the coolest part was the first 45 minutes. Later, it goes just like with Last Man on Earth. He runs into some people, and at the point when that happens, I think the movie is not as cool. The stuff, though, when he's all by himself, he's screwing around in the mall. It's this classic 1986 mall with paneling. It's this great mall and this huge stuffed bear. That stuff was great. Those scenes in the mall and the shopping when he was screwing around the streets, those were the best part of the movie. And I got 2 Blu-rays. The first one I got was Guillermo del Toro, and he didn't direct this. Some people think he directed this. He produced this movie. And I don't know if he produced it on set or if he just distributed it. And it's called The Orphanage. And people were saying, oh, this is the scariest movie ever, and this is so scary, you'll crap your pants, and, and the thing is, I watched this movie, and it really is not very scary. It's subtitled film, was the subtitles were easy to read, but it had great, cinematography. It looked really good on the DVD, on the Blu-ray disc, not the Blu-ray DVD, Blu-ray disc. I won't screw up. And it just, I don't know. Like the scenes that were supposed to be scary, a few of them were like a little bit, but I was not very scared by this for some reason. It didn't creep me out or freak me out like some people said it did. I don't know if I've seen too many movies like that, the thing is, it wasn't a bad movie though, and the twist or the end was pretty cool. Although I pretty much figured that out, but I don't know. Check it out. It looks really good on Blu-ray. I haven't seen the DVD, but I would just give it a whirl. This one I liked, and this is one of my favorite of all the movies, and it's Jeff Garland's film that I've been wanting to see for a long time, and this is the guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is one of my favorite shows, and he plays Jeff, Larry David's sort of he's not the assistant, he's like his manager. Although he doesn't really get Larry David any work in the show, he's sort of just like going around with him doing stuff. And it's his movie, I Want Someone to Eat Cheese With, and he's playing this 38-year-old or something like that, living with his mother, and he hasn't had a good relationship in years, and he's like nothing is really going so good for him. And he meets this Sarah Silverman who's in this ice cream shop and starts dating her, and things are looking up, and I don't want to ruin anything, but it has a lot of really good cameos. Amy Sedaris, Jerry Blank, who plays Jerry Blank in Strangers with Candy, is in this. And a lot of people who are in Curb Your Enthusiasm are in this. And it was a very funny movie. And definitely something that I would recommend getting. I really liked it. And you can get it for I don't know, was it $14.99 maybe? At Walmart? Yeah, I actually found it at Walmart. But not all the Walmarts had it. I went to another one. They didn't even have a spot for it. It was, I guess, and it wasn't, and I found it at one of the smaller Walmarts. Not even one of those Supercenter. And I also got sent from someone as well. I forgot to mention this. I got sent a DVD of Murder Set Pieces, the director's cut, and this version is the longer version, the uncut version, not that R-rated one that cuts so much out. I thought this version was cool, much better, and it had. I know it's not the full uncut version. Apparently, it's the director's cut, but the one that was in the theaters, no one's ever seen since or something. But I liked the Murder Set Pieces movie. Some parts of it weren't the best, but like I said, some of my favorite stuff was the stuff in Las Vegas when he's walking the streets and some of those sequences. And it had a trailer on here called August Underground or something. If anyone knows, has a copy of that, they played a trailer for it or where to get one. This shot on video horror movie looked very interesting. And after all the talk about it in the last one, and all the million comments, why didn't you buy it? I found some really cheap on Amazon for $14 or something. Alien vs. Predator Requiem, the uncut Blu-ray version. And I did not like this movie very much at all. But everyone kept saying, you gotta get it, you should have it, you should be a completist or whatever. So I figured, what the hell, I'll just get it, watch it, give it another chance, and maybe I'll like it. And I haven't even looked at it again. I don't know if I ever will, but I just kept hearing everyone saying get it, and I was like, alright, I'll get it. It was fine. But the last two I got, and I showed this in the Around the Town video, and it's the Gumby movie, the director's cut. I don't know when this exactly was put together, because I met our Clokey at Comic-Con a few years ago, and I feel really bad for him. He doesn't remember a lot, and people ask him questions and he says he can't remember, and it's a really sad situation. And because everyone wanted to meet him so much, and I mean, his son is doing so much great stuff though with his movies and I believe his son is who is doing all the remastering of these movies and all the classic things. But I think though that this is the director's version, so apparently some stuff was cut out and it was changed and a few things were added. The opening to this DVD actually looks really good. And I love the opening sequence, though, with the Earth. And Gumby, the movie, though, is actually very well done clay animation movie. And it made me really wish that they would do more clay animated movies. And there really aren't any when you think about it nowadays. And the last two I got, and this one was a must-buy. And some people didn't like it. Some people were really against this movie. And they're like, I did not like watching it. It was stupid. I don't know. I thought it was good. I think the problem was the first part of it that was the sequence in like the house when they're having the party sequence. It's kind of a fast forward scene. It wasn't very. It wasn't that it wasn't good. It was a little boring, and it's not something you need to watch again. And it's Cloverfield, and I was a little upset that there's no Blu-ray or Blu-ray high def version of this out. I know there's gonna be at some point because Paramount just said they're releasing like the first one soon, like a couple months or something. I believe this would look really good in Blu-ray because it was shot in high def, so it's pretty much made to be on it. And it's kind of weird that there wasn't one. And there was going to be a HD version I was just going to buy just for the hell of it, and it got canned like a couple weeks ago. But this has not that many features on it. It has the alternate endings, which aren't that different. And it has outtakes, which are pretty good. But the best thing is the making of. It could have been a lot longer. I think there's going to be another DVD in a couple months. It's going to be like Cloverfield 1.0, something to get you to buy it again. But it's definitely a movie you should check out. I liked that, and I can't decide if I liked Diary of the Dead better, George Romero's one. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because Diary of the Dead, I really like zombie movies, but it's really a tie, I'd say. The last one is definitely my favorite, and definitely one that is like memorable, and I really liked. And I wasn't sure about getting it at first, and I actually got it at Walmart. I'm really surprised Walmart was carrying a movie like this, and it's called Inside. It's a French horror film from Dimension Extreme. Dimension Extreme has done some movies that I haven't liked too much. Some are good, and some I don't know. But this one's about like this woman who's pregnant, and she's going to go into next day to deliver, and she goes back home and has a ride set up to pick her up in the morning. And at her house there's some weird woman outside, and she's stalking this woman. And I can't get into anything without ruining it, but I'd say when you want to talk about like a terrifying, scary film, this is one of the most terrifying movies I can say I've seen in years. This is like a true, scary, fucked up, gory film. And if you want that kind of a movie, and you want something really scary and something you're going to remember, this is one to get. And do not rent this at Blockbuster. It's going to ruin the movie. The Blockbuster version is a cut down version, and it doesn't have the unrated symbol. See, this movie was never rated. And the version that's on Blockbuster is rated R and cuts 8 minutes out. And there's gore sequences in this that are all practical and amazingly. I can't get over how well they were done. And they're so extreme. Just watch this goddamn movie. But Dimension Extreme also did Broken. Put out Broken. And I never watched Broken. And let me know if any of these other ones are good. Black Sheep, I've not gotten to watch. I've never even watched it. Buried Alive, I've never watched. Welcome to the Jungle, which is like a Cannibal Holocaust current version, directed by the guy who did something. I don't remember what he did, but I thought it was alright, the Welcome to the Jungle. Storm Warning, I liked a lot. Had very cool sequences in it. Neighborhood Detective, I don't know if that was good or not. Auto Transfusion, which is this one that has a great cover. The movie was a piece of shit, and it was shot really poorly and looked awful. I did not like it at all, and I don't want to watch anything like that ever again. And the other one, 13 Game of Death, I don't know, let me know if that one's any good. But that was basically the DVDs I've gotten, and hopefully the next update I'll be able to watch more of the discs. Like I said, I've been working at the movies a lot lately, like 5 days a week, so I've been really busy and haven't really had the time to watch all of them. So like the 7 or 8 that I did, I was lucky to get to watch them. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. And don't worry, I'm going to be doing the favorite 70s horror films and the favorite 90s horror films. I did the 80s ones, and I'm going to do a couple other certain ones. I usually do them on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. And thanks so much for watching all these and for subscribing. I can't believe it now. Like I looked, we're over like 2,000 subscribers now, when back in like September we were at like 150. So it's like we've gone up basically 2,000 that fast. So anyway, thanks again for watching and for subscribing. Thanks.